What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, if you're a fan of Haikyu, you know today was a very, very big day. Today was essentially the big live stream event of everything that is going to be going on with Haikyu. Not pretty much now, like everything they got coming out. Everybody was thought it was probably going to be like, oh, just like merchandise and stuff like that. But I had a feeling it was going to be stuff related to the anime, and I was right. I'm actually so hyped with what they're about to do. This is actually good. So like it gives me hope. It's giving me hope that the anime is coming back. Like it's gonna come back in an anime format. We're gonna get to that later in the video. Let's talk about the other stuff that we got coming out first. So firstly, I want to talk about how we're getting Haikyuu, the places where monsters go, Fukurudani versus Muji Nazaki. That right there is very good. So we're essentially getting like a little OVA of Bokuto's match. I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of upset that all of Bokuto's matches essentially in the Haikyuu anime have been relegated to OVAs. But honestly, I'm glad they're doing this as an OVA because it's short enough where you don't have to cut too much. So you can just make it as an OVA and you can essentially pretty much get all of it out like there. You actually are gonna have to like cut a good amount of stuff, like especially Muji Nazaka's ace. You're gonna have to cut a lot of his stuff probably to get this really to fit into an OVA format, and it's probably gonna be more centrally focused around Bokuto and less about Muji Nazaka. But that's okay. Like, because I've been preaching for a while now. Just read the manga for the Nationals material if you want everything, because clearly the anime's format isn't the best for Nationals. So, because I had a feeling it would be because when I was reading Nationals, like it's very intricate, it's very in depth. So you're gonna have to need an OVA format for that, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with it being an OVA. Like, even though I wish Bokuto had like seasons dedicated to him, I understand why it's going to be probably most likely to be an OVA. But then the big thing that we also have to talk about is that the Haikyu versus the Little Giant movie, Karasuno versus Kamomedai, has officially been announced. Now this was something that I pretty much expected was going to be coming out. I pretty much had like no doubt that this was happening. Like some people, I think I saw some people say hoping that we were going to go back to an anime format for this, but I knew we weren't going to because we still had the two movies in development. So the Karasuno versus Kamomedai movie is officially going to be coming out, and on one hand I'm excited, but on the other hand I'm worried. Just like with the Nekama match, the Nekama match, while good in a movie format, they cut a lot of stuff out. In particular, Nishinoya's save. That hurt me. Nishinoya's save in that Nekoma match is one of my favorites in the anime, so I'm kind of sad that they cut that out. So, and like a lot of stuff with Nekoma felt like it got neutered in the movie. Like all the stuff with the previous coaches and all that. Daichi and Azumane feeling like side characters and just like relegated to cameos. So I didn't like how they treated a lot of stuff in the movie, but the stuff that they got right, they really got right. Like they made you feel like you were there watching a volleyball match. So that's what I really liked about the movie. So the Kamomedai match, I feel it has hope to be very good, but the problem that it's going to run into is that just like the Nekoma match, the other team is just as important. So it's like, what are you gonna cut? What are you gonna keep in? Like that's what's gonna be the big issue in play here. Is like what's gonna be the content that they cut and what's gonna be the stuff that they keep. Obviously, everything revolving around Hinata and the little giant of Kamomedai is going, and so Hoshiumi, everything around those two characters is going to stay in the movie because like Hinata is the most popular character in Haikyu. Like he's the main character. He's obviously going to have all of his content kept in the movie. So naturally, you have to keep all of Hoshiumi's because that's essentially probably going to be the big central focus of the movie. is like the battle between these two and like who's going to be the little giant. And then you're going to have like Hinata's like big revelation later on in the match. But what I hope they do, and what I really need them to get right in this movie, what they need to get right without any shadow of a doubt. If you're an anime only, stop watching now or just tune out for a little bit. I'm gonna drop a spoiler. So you've been warned. Spoiler coming right now. In like 3, 2, 1. I really need this movie to like make Hinata's fever like very in depth. And what I mean by this is I want Hinata's fever to like essentially take over the movie in a sense. Like, you know how like in the Nekoma match um where Kenma pretty much like becomes like where we start seeing everything through Kenma's point of view during the match. I really, when Hinata's fever starts, I want the camera to switch to Hinata's POV when he's the first getting it. Like when he goes to like dap up Tanaka, I want the camera to switch to his POV when he falls, and I pretty much want all of the initial fever to be from his perspective. So like you can feel Hinata starting to like break down and all that. Like and like then you're gonna get the big like I'm not hurt, coach. I'm not hurt. Like I can still play. And like we're gonna see all that like in movie format and like expanded on and made better. So like oh my god, I'm getting chills just thinking about it because I read all this just recently in the manga, and it made me emotional. I can only imagine how the movie is going to handle it, and that isn't the only thing, because the way I think this movie is going to end is it's 100% going to end on what will you become tomorrow, and I think that's going to lead back into the anime coming back. I think we're going to get a season 5 for the time skip because if you've been paying attention, if you look at the website, it says that the Haikyu movies are no longer the final thing. So we have a chance of the time skip material getting made into a final season. And honestly, the time skip material needs to be a season. I'm sorry, it can't be a movie. It would quite possibly be the worst thing to happen to Haikyu, because the stuff in Brazil that happens, like pretty much all of Hinata's development, all of it happens in Brazil. You can't get rid of that. You cannot neuter it. You can't cut it down. It's so important to how Hinata plays as a pro for the Black Jackals. You cannot mess with the Brazil arc. The Brazil arc is one of the most important things in Haikyu. You can't mess it up. So that's why I think after the Nationals movies, I accepted a long time ago that Nationals was going to be just movies. Once that's done, we're officially going to be getting Haikyu Season 5 to wrap up the time skip material. And honestly, I really like that a lot. That honestly is like probably the best choice that they could go with here. And it'll, like, sure, Nationals had to suffer, and I'm upset that Nationals had to suffer, like, from the movie format, because it just had so many egregious cuts so far, and the Kamomedai match is going to be no different. But honestly, man, if we can get the time skip material in a season, that's the best case scenario, in my opinion. Don't make it another movie. Like, take the money you earn from these movies and allocate it into the final season to make the time skip material that much better. Because can you imagine, man, how good Haikyu is going to feel again on a week-to-week watch, and like the cliffhangers that they could do, like all the matches that they could do for it, and like, bro, Hinata and Kageyama's match in a week-to-week format will just hit different. I'm sorry, it just will. But I think that's going to do it for me. Let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think about Haikyu Day so far? Did you like it? Did you think it was a little underwhelming? And are you guys excited for the fact that the Haikyu anime could be coming back? Let me know what you guys think. What was your favorite announcement? Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.